Ahoy, me hearties! Welcome back to the cafe. If you're new here, my name is Jack, and this is my show where I talk about everything tabletop and cafe alike. Today we got a really nice one we got a nice treat for you guys. Sacred Structure Deck Scred Beast is finally here. For those of you who don't know, the Scred Beast were almost like the Egyptian god cards of the GX era. Of how Yugi had Slifer, Obelisk, and Ra. Jaden had Raphael, Hamon, and what's the last one? Whatever the case of them. So of course we finally got a structure deck for these Scred Beast god cards with new support too, which also leads to the question of, considering the Egyptian god support that just got announced in Japan, are we going to be getting a? Do you think we're going to be getting a structure deck for Egyptian gods? It's possible, but anyway, I digress. Let's get a good look at one of these decks. I'm definitely going to be making an actual deck for this. Oh yeah, sorry, before I get started again, I want to thank everybody for 30 subscribers. I know that's not a lot, and that's not really a bragging right, but even still, that's 30 people that were interested in stopping and taking a look at this thing. And I know if you invited 30 people into your house, to some of you, that would be a lot of people in your house, and think of it just like that. So I'm really grateful that 30 of you stuck around, or 31 actually, now that I think about it, but still, 31 of you stuck around and wanted to check me out. I greatly appreciate it, and I look forward to a lot of my, I know a lot of the YouTuber friends on the YouTube Share Your Channel are not very interactive. However, I hope that a lot of my friends that talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! And other tabletop games would be interested in working together sometime. I have a video planned out with a couple of friends, so do stay tuned for that. Anyway, so before let's get started, let's take a look at this box. I love the art on here, even though it's apparent they just took the picture of the cards and stapled it on there with a label. It still looks really sick, in my opinion. I love the sides. I'm going to block out the list of cards. It has been hard to avoid spoilers for this deck. So, yeah, I definitely hope you enjoy this. Let's take a look at the text real quick, because I always got one. Release the Scred Beasts. It's a Yugioh GX's fans' greatest dream come true. The three Scred Beasts have been united under a single banner in Structure Deck Scred Beast, with new support to make them easier to summon and bolster their powers, impose true dueling dominance upon your opponent. This structure deck includes 38 commons, 3 super rares, 5 ultra rares, 2 tokens, and 1 double-sided deluxe game mat / dueling guide with tips. Execute the perfect strategy and fully compatible with cards you already own. Well, let's stop wasting time and let's get right into this deck. I pre-ordered this because it was supposed to drop on my birthday last Friday. And then, I guess TCG Player is really bad for pre-orders because, it did not come in until this morning. So it came in just in time for a video on Wednesday. And hopefully we'll be able to turn this into a deck. I know that Team 6 Samurai X1 had dropped a deck profile that he was suggesting. First, let's take a look at the foremost. Well, nothing else in the box. Make sure it's empty. Let's take a look at this playmat. For starters, the playmat on this side advertises the new products and talks about some of the cards in the deck. Also talks about some products that you can also buy, like it's recommending, let's see, Chaos Impact, Rising Rampage, Structure Deck Should All, which was a really good deck. And it also recommends the Gold Sarcophagus Tin for 2019. I bought a bunch of those trying to get into Nibiru's, honestly, and wow! I don't know if you guys can see the full art for this playmat, but this looks gorgeous. Oh my god. I absolutely love the art on this playmat. This looks awesome. I wish I could get this as a rubber playmat. In addition, we also have the Structure Deck Scred Beast code. And what's this? Scan here to learn the basics. Quite curious as to what that does. Looking for the latch to open this up. Oh, and right on the cover of the card, we got Raphael, Lord of Phantasm, Shimmering Scraper. I'll be looking forward to checking some of these out as soon as we open this deck. Here it is. Got that plastic off. I know some of y'all live to get rid of that plastic. So first, let's take a look at these foil cards that came with the deck. So right now we have Raphael, Lord of Phantasm, Shimmering Scrapper. Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, and Hamon, the Lord of Striking Thunder, and another Raphael, the Lord of Phantasms. What? Did we get 2 Raphaels? That's weird. We also got Phantom of Armityle, the Chaos Phantom. Creature, Skyfire. Hyper Blaze. And those are it for our... Oh, wait, nope. That is not it for our specialty cards. We also finally have Dimension Fusion Destruction. Let's take a look at what these do real quick. So, I'm sure you all know the regular Sacred Beast cards of where is it? Here it is. Raphael, Hamon, and Uriah. And now I'm just going to take a look at this quick. Lord of Shimmering Scraper. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from the hand by tributing 3 monsters. You can only use each of the following effects of Raphael, Lord of Phantasms, once per turn. Quick effect, you can discard this card and target 1 Raphael, Lord of Phantasms you control for the rest of its turn. Its attack becomes double its current attack. Also, it can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. And if this card is in your graveyard, you can tribute 1 monster, add this card to your hand. Wow! So that's pretty good. Dimension Destruction Fusion is... I read about this. It's basically a fusion card to bring out... make it easier to bring out Armityle, and I believe it gives Armityle some protection. So it's definitely cool to have some new support for these bad boys. So let's get into what some of these cards... let's get into some of these new commons that we got as well. After I get rid of all the... So first, we have Chaos Core, Dark Beckoning Beast, Dark Summoning Beast, another Dark Summoning Beast. Is it the same? It's got the same name. What? That's weird. Is that a glitch? Is that a bug? Is that supposed to happen? Oh, okay. This says Chaos Summoning Beast. Okay. I was going nuts. I was like, what's wrong? Phantom of Chaos. That's a good card, actually. I have that as a as an ultra for my Zodia deck. Phantom Sky Blaster. Mad Reloader. Grave Squirmer. Ooh, Rainbow Dark Dragon. That's a fun one. Tragedia. Raiden, the, what does it say? The multi-dimensional Kaiju. Nice we even get a Kaiju for this deck. Chaos Hunter. Puppet Master. Stygian Street Patrol. Something of the Burning Abyss. The Fabled Cerberd. Danger Chupacabra. What? Wasn't this big a couple years ago? From your entire hand, just discard. Then, if the discarded card was not Danger Chupacabra, special summon 1 Danger Chupacabra from your hand. If you do not, draw 1 card. Discard. You can target 1 Danger monster in your graveyard, except Danger Chupacabra. Special summon it. Opening the Spirit Gates. Fallen Paradise, the field spell for Sacred Beast. This is actually really good. Phantom Martres. Spell Chronicle. I actually have an ultra copy of this from older sets. Oh my god, that card is like eh. Terraforming, limited to 1, unfortunately. Set Rotation. Mound of the Bound Creator. Wow, that's a great card to have included in here. The only thing that's a little weird about that is that you can't search Divine Beast, considering that there are none in this deck, but stay tuned for that. 1-for-1 reprint. Jesus Christ, we're actually getting some really nice cards out of this. The Beginning of the End? What is this? If you have 7 or more Dark Monsters in your graveyard, banish 5 Dark Monsters, draw 3 cards. Damn. Pot of Desires. Jesus Christ, we're actually getting some great cards in here. The Owner's Seal? What does this do? Return control of all monsters on the field to their owners. Oh, that's actually half decent. Field Barrier. Sword of Concealing Light. Mystical Space Typhoon. I mean, we can't get a Twin Twister reprint every structure deck now, can we? Awakening of the Sacred Beasts. Escape from the Dark Dimension. Shape Sister. Imperial Custom. Mistaken. Dark Factory of More Production. Phantasm Emperor Trilong. And finally, we got 2 tokens. We have a Phantasmal Martial token and a Phantasm token. So, that's everything of the deck. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to open one of these ones. Which, by the way, this was absolutely so worth it. This is so worth it as like a single copy. I don't know if we're going to see top tier Sacred Beast or not. I honestly don't know. What I will say is this is absolutely so worth it. This is so worth the $10 to pay. $10 a pop, in my opinion. What I'm going to do now to kind of help you guys out is we're going to look back at some of these new cards for Sacred Beast. And we're just going to have a look at them. The only thing I want to do is I want to take a look of, like, is this? Okay, yeah, so it says that only Raphael got new stuff, unless this last deck. That's odd. You'd think that all of them would have some sort of alternate, but strange that only So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have a look at some of the. I have one of the other decks right now, and what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna read off some of these new cards for Sacred Beasts. So we already know. I'm gonna assume you guys already know the OG3, and in addition, I'm going to assume you also know Chaos the Chaos Phantasm. What? Did they change his name? Or am I crazy? That's weird. Like, I feel like his name wasn't different earlier, but I digress. I got that as well, and I sort of explained how that works, so let's get into the other new support that we got. So first of all, I'm actually going to start by setting them all aside to make it easier for myself. Because, well, my convenience makes it so that we don't sit here for an hour and pretend like we don't got anything. Where is all of the... So I'm going to get aside all of the Sacred Beast support that we got. Again, Mound of the Great Creator. I'm sorry, I can't get over that as a reprint. What were they? Excuse me. That is so good. That is so nuts. I might have to run. I even contemplated running that with Exodia because level 10 monsters. So first we're going to start out with all the foils, and then we're going to get into the monsters themselves. So let's just start off with Cerulean Sky Striker. I'm going to leave it on here so you guys can get a reference, and I'm going to pull down the other deck. To special summon Hamon, Lord of Striking Thunder, using its own procedure, while you can also use face-down spells you control. Once per turn, while you control an attack position, Hamon, Lord of Striking Thunder, you can negate any spell/trap effect activated by your opponent, then change one Hamon, Lord of Striking Thunder you control to defense position. If a face-up Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Hamon, Lord of Striking Thunder, or Raviel, Lord of Phantasms you control leave the field, you take no damage this turn. That is scary. Next is Hyper Blaze. To special summon Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, using its own procedure, you can also use face-down traps you control. Once per battle, when an attack is declared involving your Eye Lord of Searing Flames, you can send one trap from your hand or deck to the graveyard. Its attack and defense become the number of face-up traps on the field and in the graveyards times 1,000 for the rest of this turn. Once per turn, you can discard one card, add to your hand, or special summon one of the Sacred Beasts from your graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions. And now that we've gotten all the foils out of the way, let's get into the monsters, starting with the Chaos Core. Okay, that's not a monster effect, that's a book. When either player activates a card or effect that targets this card, or when your opponent's monster targeted for an attack, quick effect, you can send up to one each of the Sacred Beast from your hand and or deck to the graveyard. And if you do, place one Phantasm counter on this card for each card sent to the graveyard. And if you place at least one, you take no battle damage for the damage this turn. You can only use this effect of Chaos Core once per turn. If this card would be destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can remove one Phantasm counter from this card instead. Next is the Dark Beckoning Beast. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one Sacred Beast or one card that specifically lists them from your deck to your hand, except Dark Beckoning Beast. You can only use this effect of Dark Beckoning Beast once per turn. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Fiend monster with 0 attack and defense in addition to your normal summoner set. Next, we have the Chaos Summoning Beast, or in other words, the one that I confused. You contribute this card to special summon one Sacred Beast from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Fallen Paradise from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Chaos Summoning Beast once per turn. Jesus Christ, dude! This is gonna make Sacred Beast so busted alone! Oh my god! The Dark Summoning Beast. You contribute this card, special summon one Sacred Beast from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Also, monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn. You can only use this effect, the Dark Summoning Beast, once per turn. You can banish this card from the graveyard, add one Sacred Beast from your deck to your hand. This would be good at 1 or 2, just to send to the graveyard to banish off to get that effect in hand in order to be able to play off of Chaos Summoning Beast's effect. That's it for the monsters. Jumping into the new spell support. First we have opening the Spirit Gates, which was a big part of the plot to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Where are you? When this card is activated, add one Sacred Beast or one monster that specifically lists any of those cards as text from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, you can discard one card, special summon one Fiend monster with 0 attack and defense from your graveyard. Once per turn, if you control a level 10 monster, you can add one continuous spell from your graveyard to your hand. You can only activate one opening of the Spirit Gates per turn. Fallen Paradise. I believe this is a reprint, but I'm going to read it off anyway. Your opponent cannot target Sacred Beasts or Armityle the Chaos Phantasm in your monster zones with card effects. Also, those monsters cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects while you control them. If you control a Sacred Beast or Armityle the Chaos Phantasm in your monster zone, you can draw 2 cards. You can only use the effect of Fallen Paradise once per turn. So this field spell is pretty much this field spell, in other words, is pretty much a pot of greed for the deck every turn. That's actually awesome. Oh my god. Phantasm Martyrs. While you have at least 2 other cards in your hand and controls all 3 Sacred Beasts, wait, 2 other cards in your hand and control, yeah, you have to control all 3. Send your entire hand to the graveyard, special summon 3 Phantasmal Martyr tokens. That's not that great. Like, it's okay, don't get me wrong, but like, the final card for the evening will be Awakening the Sacred Beasts. This card gains these effects based on the number of Sacred Beasts with different names you control. 1 or more, each time your opponent normal or special summons a monster, gain life points equal to the attack of that monster. Holy! Dude, that would be so busted with the way of the modern game. With, like, everything is focused on special summoning. 2 or more, negate the activate effects of monsters your opponent controls. Christ, dude! So this already comes with a negation built into it. And 3 or more, any monsters sent to your opponent's graveyard are banished instead. Once per turn, if you control a level 10 monster, you can add 1 continuous trap from your graveyard to your hand. And this deck actually runs a good amount of... continuous traps. So that is it for Structure Deck Sacred Beast. Question of the day, what do you think of this deck? Do you think this is going to be a top tier deck? Let me know in the comments below. I love reading those. Thank you for watching this video. If you like what you're seeing and you want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video specifically, love it if you slap that like. And of course, if you want to get notifications of any future video uploads to the channel, make sure you click that notification bell icon. And of course, if you think your friends will like this video, make sure you share it with your friends. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.